Thank you for joining me for session number 2, chair yoga. My name is Katie and I'm excited for our session today called Steady. In this practice, we will tap into strength and solidity within us, within our bodies, and we will find ways to be present and let go of anything heavy or anything that we no longer need. We're going to use our inner strength to let it go. So let's begin. We'll start by grounding our feet and rooting through the feet, lifting toes, spreading toes, gently pressing down through all the corners of the feet, and then bringing your awareness into your sits bones and gently drawing down, and you'll notice that as you ground down, you'll rise, creating length and lift through the spine. And from here, bring your awareness up into the top of your head, the crown of your head, and imagine being lifted ever so gently by a string up towards the sky. Heart lifts. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. We're going to get long, get strong. Inhale, heart lifts. Filling up through the heart center, up through the shoulders, up through the neck and jaw. Exhale. Shoulders drop. Inhale, filling up through the belly, through the rib cage, through the chest, through the shoulders. Expanding, exhale. One more inhale here. Inhale, see if you can expand through the sides of the body, sides of the rib cage. Filling up, exhale, and settling in. Bring your hands onto your knees or somewhere onto your thighs. We're going to do cat-cow from a seated position, just getting some mobility into the spine, pressing into the knees, and as you do that, really grounding through the feet, you're going to inhale, you're going to draw your chest forward, throat and heart open. Gently tip your head back. Inhale, open. And as you exhale, you're going to shift pelvis back. You're going to round through the spine. You're going to draw your chin into your chest. Press your shoulder blades to the back of the room. Good. Inhale, shifting up and over the pelvis. Open through heart, throat. Exhale. Contract, press back, chin into chest. Nice and strong through the belly. Last one, inhale. Use the hands against the knees to draw forward. Getting some mobility through the spine. Exhale, that's what keeps you young, by the way, is mobility and fluidity of the spine. And then gently coming back to center. Open through the arms and the shoulders and the back body, the upper back body. You're going to bring your right arm across, elbow in front of your heart. You're going to bring your left arm underneath and see if you can bring your left elbow towards your right elbow. You're going to draw your left arm across and through. It might not make it. It might just stay here, and that's okay. If you can grab a hold of your thumb or fingers resting on the palm of the hand. So wherever you're at, whatever level you're at, it's okay. The goal really is to get the left arm underneath the right. And now take your elbows and gently draw them away from your chest. And draw shoulder blades back towards the back of the room. Stay soft through the belly. When things get hard, we want to get rigid to protect, but really soft through the belly. Don't forget to breathe. If you'd like to add on, here's what you do. You take your fingers and on an inhale, you press straight up towards the sky. Keep the neck and the jaw straight. Don't lean back. So everything stays, just the elbows and the fingertips up towards the sky. Keep the elbows away from the chest. We want to sink in naturally, but I want you to gently press away. Last one. And let's switch. So now left arm comes across, right arm comes underneath. See if we can bring the right elbow underneath the left. Circle around. See if you can bring your fingers either to your thumb or to the inside of the palm of your hand. If they stay here, that's okay too. Okay, so gently drawing down through the sits bones, right? So we get our lift here. Draw elbows away from the chest. And let's breathe. Inhale. Feel the expansion across the back body. Exhale. If you'd like to add on, fingers move up towards the sky. Keep moving elbows away from the heart center. Be soft through the belly, soft through the rib cage, soft through the shoulders. And release. Now we're going to do a half sun salutation. So it's linking breath to movement, which is what vinyasa means. So bring your feet just a bit more than hip width apart. We're going to move with our breath, starting with hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra, it's called. Inhale, rise up, arms rise up. If your neck's comfortable, see if you can look up. Exhale, dive forward, nice and gentle. Stay soft through the knees and through the back. On an inhale, press into your shins, get long so your spine goes straight. The center of your head moves towards the middle of the room, get long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, use your arms pressing into the feet to come all the way up, just to protect the back. See your hands above your head. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more times. Really try and use your breath to move. Inhale. Exhale, float forward. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, float down. Inhale, crowning through the feet. Use your arms to come up and out. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very last one. Inhale. Big expansion, big opening here. Get long, get strong. Exhale, float down. Let go. Inhale, lift. Get sturdy through the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, rooting through the feet, rise up. See the hands above the heart, and then exhaling all the way back down to heart center. Bringing all your weight into your left foot. What I want you to do is I want you to interlace your hands and bring them on the right knee or just below the right knee. And what we're going to do is we're going to get long first and then draw that right knee in towards your chest. If you can, see if you can draw it in towards your right shoulder just a little bit. This helps with digestion, opening through the pelvis, hip flexors. We're going to add on to this. Stay here if this feels comfortable for you and this feels like enough. If you'd like, you can release your left hand, keep your right hand on your knee, and you're going to gently draw open towards the right with your right arm. You can keep your left hand on your hip, or if you'd like, you can bring it out towards the side, just adding a little bit of stability and balance into it. Nice and strong, keep the integrity of the core. You can look over your left fingertips here. Don't forget to breathe. So we've got this balance of strength and softness. Remember to be steady. Good, and now back to center, and I want you to take that right foot and bring it on the outside kind of the left thigh or knee. Right hand gently draws right knee away to figure four or pigeon pose, a variation of pigeon pose. Inhale, get long. Exhale, send some softening vibes to your right hip. Let it open. We're just going to add on to this if you'd like. Stay here if this feels like enough. If you'd like to add on, we're going to add a twist. Bring your right arm behind you, either on the top of the chair. You can go right to your elbow. Left hand goes on the outside of the right knee. We get long. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, gently drawing in with the belly. So you really feel this cross body opening here. If you'd like, you can look over your right shoulder, gently pressing into the right knee across the body. Last breath here, inhale, get long. Exhale, slowly start to release. Let's do the other side. Release your right foot down. Rooting through that foot, interlacing the hands just below the knee. Draw that knee in, either towards the chest if you can, in towards the left shoulder. One more breath here. Soft through the belly. Stay here if you'd like to add on. Keep your left arm there. Right arm can come to the hip. Open through the left hip, opening your left knee towards the left. Bring your right arm out to the side, just to add a bit of balance and stability here. Your eyes can gaze over your right middle finger. So you'll feel the opening in your left groin. One more breath here. And then gently coming back to center, bring your left heel towards your right thigh or right knee. Take a left hand, draw knee down, get long, pigeon pose. Either stay here or on an exhale, you can gently come forward. Just keep a nice, straight, strong, steady spine. And one more breath in, breathe into that left hip. Exhale, come back up. Let's add the twist if you'd like. Bring your left arm up and over. Right hand comes on the outside of the right knee, left knee. Inhale, get long. Exhale, gently from the core, draw in, and you'll notice this natural kind of unraveling through the spine, through the rib cage, bringing some energy and movement into the digestive system, into the stomach, intestines. You can look over your left shoulder if you'd like. One more breath here. Inhale, get long. And exhale, come all the way back to center and release. Moving into a variation of goddess pose. So legs come nice and wide, knees out on an angle, toes are in line with the knees. So you might need to come forward a little bit on your chair, and that's okay. We'll get long first, and then we're going to add kind of a twist and a groin opener into this. So I want you to come forward a little bit, lean forward, and what you'll do is you'll press into your inner left thigh, and as you do, your left shoulder will come forward. So we're gently drawing left hip away. Breathing into inner groins. And let's do the other side. Right hand presses to the inner right thigh. Gently press away. Right shoulder comes into the midline. Got both a twist and an opener here through the legs. And one more breath. Well done. Last and final posture. Feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Let's go into a forward fold, just sending a signal to our bodies that we're coming to the end of our practice. Inhale, get long. Exhale as you come forward. Really reach far forward first. Don't just collapse here. Right heart is open. Spine is strong. Settle up and over top the knees if you can. Let it go. A couple of breaths here. So when we breathe really deeply into the belly, what that does is it sends signals to our body, to our nervous system, that we're safe. And we can release, we can let go of things that might be worrying us, any tension that we have from our day, from a negative interaction. This is your opportunity to release it from your body. Feeling the expansion across the back body here. Last deep breath. Let's breathe together. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Inhale, fill up. Fill up all the way across the back body. Imagine the shoulder blades are like wings and they're expanding. Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. And as we come up and out, it's important to really press through the feet. Bring the hands onto the thighs. Roll gently each vertebrae up. Gentle, gentle. Coming back to a seated position. Getting ready for just a short shavasana or relaxation to allow us to finish our practice here. Palms are facing up in gratitude for this time, for this practice, for our body's strength and steadiness. Relaxing toes, calves, relaxing knees. Releasing your hips. Releasing the muscles around the belly. We spend a lot of time being rigid through our bellies. Let it go. Lots of nerve endings in that part of our body. So let's just let go of anything tight. Or rigid. Relaxing rib cage here. Rib cage is built like your armor to protect all of the organs underneath it. So just take this opportunity to let it be soft. Dropping shoulders away from the ears, relaxing jaw, relaxing eyebrows and forehead. Just take a moment here to notice if you feel different from the beginning of this class, this practice. You might notice a few shifts, and that's the goal. The goal is to shift just a little. Bring your awareness back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, doing maybe a couple of wrist circles. And we'll take 2 breaths together just to seal today's practice. Thank you for joining me. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. If you can and you're comfortable, let it go audibly out the mouth. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. your next inhale, hands to heart. Inhale, fill up. Bring in some light, something light and joyful. Bring it in. And as you exhale, let go of something you no longer need, something you don't want to take with you for the rest of the day. Let it go. Namaste. Wishing you a beautiful day. Namaste.